Hello, so it is midnight of, I don't know what today is, but it's me, Jarrett Tang, and I'm here with another tutorial. Of course, I am with Stratford High Advanced Robotics Club, or known as Shark, from Houston, Texas, and our first team number is 4155. Ultimately, awesomely important and highly recommended is to watch this video up here somewhere in the corner of my screen over the rainbow. Will be a tutorial by National Instruments, and it's basically how to set up Creo for the first time and set up your first LabVIEW project. But today we are also going to set up our first LabVIEW project, and so let's quick notes. Last time we had issues installing, and the reason for that was I accidentally screwed up my internet while running the install at the same time, so my registration and all that didn't work. So if that ever happens to you guys, just go ahead and go National Instruments Registration Wizard. It's a pretty easy, it walks you through and how to do it. And then also I had an issue because I started making this tutorial ahead of time, but it didn't work. You need to run the National Instruments Update Service, and I forgot to tell that to you guys last time in the last video. But just make sure you guys run those two things. Oh, License Manager, that is also important. So I don't know if you guys recall, if you go back and watch my video, it said I only have 30 days left, and that's not true. I have 200 and something ridiculous days left. And so if you go in here, you activate it, you'll be all good, and you'll be able to make projects and do cool stuff with your robot. Anyways, let's begin. So first thing first, we're gonna go to FRC Creo robot project, and you can name it whatever you want. You can put it wherever you want, but this is ultimately important. XX and YY is basically where your team number is supposed to go. That first assigns you. For me, since we are team 4155, I'm going to put 41 for the XX, and so the XX is basically supposed to be the first two numbers. Anyway, so it's gonna be 41.55 for me, and that's my team number, and that's now your Creo address. Well, that's mine at least. We're gonna leave this alone because I want hardware and simulator, because who doesn't? It's freaking awesome. And then we're gonna say finish. Alright, so sometimes it might take a really long time for it to load because it's the first time loading, but it also might just be my computer because it's a really slow computer. Anyways, we're gonna go to robot main because that's your main programming robot. We're gonna open it up. We have the main robot project open. Cool little shortcut's gonna be Control E, and that's gonna open up the block diagram. And oh, so real quick, this is like the visual version. This is how it's gonna look when on the dashboard and whenever you open it up to use it. So this is kind of like your user interface. This is all the fun stuff we get to mess around with. This is going to be your block diagram. This is the best place to put all your references in your begin VI. That's what they call them, VI as in virtual instruments. And then for teleop, you're going to want to put all your stuff in here. And then for all you cool kids, to do your autonomous, you're going to want to program all that stuff in this folder. So I'm going to show how my robot is set up, because we're running 6 wheels, but we're only running 4 motors for the 6 wheels. So we're going to open and begin. Control E. First thing you want to do is you're going to want to open up your, or if you're on my team, first thing you're going to do is open up your motors by going into WPI Robotics Library, Robot Drive, open 4 motors, because that's how many motors we have. This year we are going to be using Talons, which is kind of like an upgraded version of the Vex motor controller. There's a little arrow right there, drop down menu, and you're going to click Talons for my team because we're using Talons. A cool shortcut also is Control H for help. And as you can see on this diagram here, you know, the blue dots will represent which motor it goes to which. For my team, it is set up as the rear left motor. You want to right click, create constant. For my team, the PWM is 3, and then you're just going to want to keep doing this for all the other ones. Let's space these out. That's all I want. I want to space you out. You're in the way. That's always a good little tool. Is you right click on the wire, you can say clean up wire. Next, when you connect motors, most of the time they run clockwise, because been very rare that I've seen a motor run counterclockwise, so that's just backwards. So the issue is that when you put motors on one way, it's going to run forward or clockwise like normal, but on the other side it's not going to run forward clockwise. So what's nice about these little open drives is that it's already set up for you. So we're just going to right click. You can see it here on the help diagram over here. You have your right motor inverted, rear left motor inverted, and same for the bottom. And we're going to right click and create constants again. So a large percentage of the time, this is going to be the same probably for anyone, your left side is going to be the side that has to be reversed. Now that we have the actual motor in the drive, we need it to set to something, you know, so that we can reference it in all of our other programs. So we're going to right click, go back to WPI Robotics Library, Robot Drive, and Registry Set. And click. And left click. And left click. And it's just connecting dots. That's all it is. So as you can see on the help diagram, the flashing dot is your ref num, or ref name, or whatever you want to call it. Right click, create constant, and I'm going to move that up here because I don't like it down there. And I'm going to leave it as robot drive because that's simple enough for me. So this year they made a new savey thing. Actually, they've always had it, but it's come to my first attention that we even have one. So you're going to right click, go back to Robotics Library, Robot Drive, where is it? Safety configs, yay, because we as FRC team members love safety. Safety always comes first, not really, but okay. Error out wants to be the error in, and error out wants to be the error in. And we want to set that safety mode to enable by creating a constant. Right click, create constant. Pull it down, it's already enabled, so we're going to leave it the way it is. And then we're going to connect the little reference names because everything's got to be referenced. You don't want to leave anything empty. The timeout we really don't need right now, so we're just going to leave it. But this would be the normal setup if you were only running 2 motors. But I don't need that, so I'm going to go ahead and delete mine. It's just taking up space and memory, you know. Don't want to overload the C-Rio. Alright, this next part depends on how you want to control the robot. Our first year we controlled the robot using one joystick, and that mode is called arcade mode. So it's basically just like when you're playing a video game, you know, forwards forward, backwards backwards, left is left, and right is right. This year we're going to step it up. This year we're using what's called a tank drive. This is already set up, so we're just going to go ahead and use this because I'm too lazy to go pull out all this other information. If you want to and be cool, you just go Robotics Library, should be under the drive station, yes, and then joysticks, and all your things, all the things that are open right there. This is opened up so that we're in reference already, so we can use it. I'm gonna go ahead and change mine to left stick so I know which one is which for when I do tank drive, and I'm just gonna copy and paste it because that's how lazy I am. And the point of computers is to make us not have to do as much work. And then Control C, Control V. Ta-da! Except we need to change the reference name to right side. Oh, my finger can't reach. That hurts. And you don't want them obviously connected to the same USB because that'd just be stupid. I'm gonna close this because it's in my way. It's bugging me. Close that. It's in my way. Close that. Close that. Close that. Now let's do some teleop. Let's do some teleoperational stuff. So this year, they actually made it super duper easy for arcade users because it's already pre-set up. Sadly, we don't want to use arcade. So I'm going to right click my arcade and I'm going to say replace. Tank drive, there we go. If you look it down on your joystick, like it's an X, Y, move your joystick left and right, and Y would be move your joystick forwards and backwards. So for tank drive, we really only need one axis. So we're going to delete this wire, right click, delete wire branch. We're going to close this little cluster up a bit, and we're going to click here and change it, left click here, and change the axis to for Y. And we need to rename this because this needs to be our left side. We need to rename this to whatever we named it in the teleop. or I mean in the begin VI. Can't remember. And you know, it's completely okay if you remember. I have a pretty bad memory and I forget things. Robot drive, yes. Make sure when you're re-referencing something, you have to reference it perfectly. Otherwise, it'll just screw up and not even recognize it. This is kind of cool. Basically, National Insurance made it easier for you to post up what your motors are doing on the dashboard. And so that'll be really nice once we set up the sensors and motor controllers and all that fun stuff. For right now, we're not going to mess with it. I guess if you want, you can connect to the errors, but there's really no need to. This is more things so you can know how far your axis is moving and sends it to your dashboard. This one tells you what buttons you're pushing, and that also sends it to your dashboard. For right now, we're just going to leave both those things, and we're going to copy this half. Oops, I copied too much. We're going to move this down first, and then we're going to copy this, so that way it's a little bit easier. Control C. Left click somewhere else. Control V. And Control H. If we look at the help box, we can tell by the tank drive that has a left axis value and a right axis value. This other joystick is going to be our right joysticks, which are going to be our right axis value. Another cool shortcut, Control B, gets rid of all your broken wires with the little X's on them. So this is the second joystick. It's already pre-set up because I just copied it over. And we're just going to connect this wire to the tank drive, and bada boom, bada bing, we have a tank drive. Sadly, I do not have any joysticks with me, so I can't show you how well this works, but it works really well and it works fine. And if you run in the simulator, it's going to work fine. But since I don't have any actual joystick, I'll just make a little something in autonomous and have it running forward so that way I can show you how the simulator works. Make sure you save everything, guys. When it says save, you want to click save, obviously. Save. All the saving money, saving deals, you know, Geico and all those other cool insurance companies. Oh my god, there's a lot of saving. Anyways, once you get back to this little screen thing, it's really laggy. You want to go File and Save All, or Control Shift S, and you just want to make sure you save everything. Or click Save All this project, it's both the same thing. And we're going to close that. Now, to demonstrate how the simulator works, I'm going to go ahead and open up another project. Obviously, you don't have to do this. This is just for showing you guys how this works. Alright, so we got the robot main back up. This is the other project, obviously. We're gonna go, since this one's already set up for running tank drive, we're just gonna go ahead and go with that. And you know, don't follow this, you know, thing for thing, because this is really just to demonstrate how the autonomous, or I mean the simulator works, and go over a little bit of how the driver station will show up. Water removal, this diagram, and then I should, okay, so how the simulator works is first that we have to save everything. So just save it all, and then just close it all just to make sure you saved everywhere. And I go back into robot main, and then I go at the bottom left here, there's this little, I don't know what you want to call this, I guess like a little nameplate or something. You want to right click that, change it to the one that says my computer, not up. Righteousness. So after it's all done compiling or whatever, just go ahead and click run. I need my driver station, because otherwise I can't control my robot without the driver set up.